Hi, my name is Steve Faulkner and this is Real Magic Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing SvenPad Game Night by John Morton and Brett Barry. But first of all, a word from our sponsors. That'll be me then. If you're like me and you're constantly trying to up your game with a deck of cards, you want to be an expert, you don't just want to know a couple of tricks, you want to be really knowledgeable, then go and check out cardmagiccourse.com. It's my online resource. It is everything I know with a deck of cards. There's 180 plus videos on there and it's just at an overhaul. There's moves, theory, help with performance, and you can always email if there's something on there that you can't see, and I'll do what I can to create more content for you. So it's a really bespoke learning experience. So if you go through that from beginning to end, if you're a serious beginner or you're already established, you're going to know so much more than most people with a deck of cards. So cardmagiccourse.com, and there are a few free previews on there. If you go onto Card Controls Volume 2, you'll get a free preview of the Spread Cull. And one more thing, very important, please like and subscribe down there. Hit the bell so you'll get notifications, and don't forget to look in the comments bit at the end. There'll be all the links and the info you need on the product and of course the card course. Here's the review. These are those, you know those books you get at Christmas that nobody really wants. You know, those little gifts. And you go, and if people imagine you sitting around playing with them, but you don't. But I kind of wanted to start using them for stuff. So I got this book of Shiraz. You know the game Charades? Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, obviously, you know. What was that TV show that used to be on? Give Us a Clue. Remember that thing? Yeah, all right. So basically, this is a book of charades. So it's got them all in it. So it's got like, it will show you what it is, but then it will give you the category as well. All right, so it'll have film, and some of them are television and film. It's even got apps in it. So all I want you to do is basically run your finger up there, and you see that they're all different. Okay, run your finger up there and just stop anywhere you want. Yeah, and I don't want to see, and just choose one of them. Okay, close it up. Right, so first of all, we're going to go with the category. Obviously, I don't know what the category is. So, do you want to act it, or do you want to just say the category?
Say it.
What was it?
Television.
Television. Right, so I'm really good at this game because I think I got it.
What did you say then?
Is it Game of Thrones? Is it Game of Thrones? You're gonna run your finger up again and do exactly the same thing again. So just run your finger up the page. Got one? Open it up. I don't want to look. Choose one of them, but this time it's going to be different. I don't want to look at the book. Go to the they've got a description at the bottom.
Yeah.
Go to the last sentence of the description.
A long sentence.
That's fine. And I want you to choose a word out of that sentence, but a really big one, like 8 letters or something. You know, is there a big juicy word in there?
Yes.
Okay. Get that word in your head. And obviously, I don't know where you've opened the book. Has the word got an R in it?
Yes.
Has it got an S in it? Okay, 2 S's together?
No.
Oh no, I'm thinking that because I think it's an S and a C together, and I'm thinking two. Is it discouraged? Discouraged, all right. So we're going to do one more thing, right? And this time, I'm going to go through like this, and you're going to say stop, and I don't want you to say anything other than stop.
Stop.
Okay, just there. All right, have a look at that one. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to get it. This one I might struggle with. Oh, it's annoying. Annoying. Is it Angry Birds? Angry Birds. There you go. No, thanks. This one's a new one for me, and some of you will be familiar with the SvenPads, and how what they sound like. They're sort of Svengali pads, and because I didn't know about these, partly you were thinking, oh, well, we've seen stuff like that, haven't we, with the kind of, you know, going back to the kind of colouring book and all that. So what can be new about this? So when I got this, I was a bit trepidatious. I mean, I kind of knew, I'd heard it was very good and all that, but I didn't really know what I was looking for. And it is a book test, and I've done a couple of book tests. I've done Mother of All book tests on stage. I've done Final Flashback on stage, but I'm not a big book test, but I haven't got like 100 different book tests. So I always wonder what can be added. And I was intrigued with this, because when it turned up, it was small, and again, you know, I'm a walkabout magician. You know, I do stage, and having a load of books on stage is great. But you know, I did go through the phase of taking Final Flashback out, you know, and walkabout. I mean, did it about twice and thought I just can't be asked. It's just too much to carry. And then Mother of All Book Tests is better because you've got the one book. But there was still something didn't really work close up for me. But I do love the effect, and this turned up and looked like that, and it was like, all right. So, and I know it's not the first smaller book test, but straight away I was intrigued, and then I looked into it and went, right, I'm starting to see how this can work, because it's around this Charades, or Charades if you're in America. This Shiraz book, and it's a book, and it gives you different charades. So it's, you know, you say, look, I got these from a newsagent. You can see it's one of those games books, and it gives you all these charades ideas, so you don't have to keep coming up with your own ideas. So it's great when you've got kids and stuff like that. And it gives you the categories as well. So straight away you've got something different, and it's going to pique the interest, I think. And this is what I was thinking even before even looking at it. So I'm going to go into whether it's good or not, or whether I think it's good or not in a minute. So the book itself is well made. If you've not seen the SvenPad principle, I mean, you know the principle, the Svengali principle, but if you've not seen it, I really couldn't. I got this thing and I was looking through it, I couldn't see it. It's really well, and I'm not being paid. I'm not being paid by them to say this. I was just looking at the thing and I was like, what's the thing? So it's really, for the odd person that might know the principle, it's gonna fly. This has got a really nice forcing sequence that looks invisible. They can feel like they're opening the book literally anywhere, but if it's a certain way, it's going to open on a certain thing. You know what I mean. I'm not going to give it away for those of you not in the know. So on the repeater bits, which again, some of you won't know what that means, but they use different images and different ways of showing something. So if you've looked through, even if there is a repetition there, then people aren't going to see that straight away. I like the fact it's different. It feels again like a different thing. It's not a card trick, and you know, when you're doing close-up, you can do this in close-up. If you've got a table, as long as it's not too noisy or too dull that they can't read it, etc., you can take this out and you can use that for a whole table. It's going to play quite big. It will work on stage, of course, and I can imagine that I'm tempted to take it on my show in May and sort of try something out on there. But for those sort of smaller parlour, it's just brilliant because, you know, Charades Charades or whatever is a parlour game, and so in a parlour situation, it's just perfect. I can imagine, as they say on the video, you can get like everybody involved, everybody trying to guess the thing. So you as a performer, you can almost, you know, that thing where you get everybody doing something, you can almost take a step back and allow the stuff to happen, allow the sort of humour of the situation to sort of happen itself without you trying to push it. I think there's going to be a lot there. So I'm really welcoming this. It's going to fit in my pocket, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays. I haven't taken it out into a pro gig yet, so I will let you know how that goes if anybody wants to know, and try and get some footage of doing that. But there's a lot, you know, for those of you who are into book test, mentalism, all this kind of stuff, it's a good fun way to do it. And of course, because of that, it's going to have its challenges. You know, again, it has a less serious look to it. So, like I said, I think with the Lego blocks thing, the mystery blocks, it can be done in a very elegant way, some tricks like that, or it can be done in a really fun way. And this is more of a fun way, but it still has that powerful effect that you're still getting the effect. People are going to say it doesn't look like a normal book, right? So this has always been an issue with book tests. You know, I've done the 2 book tests I did with Mother of All Book Tests, which does look like a normal book, kind of, and I've done it with the Final Flashback. None of them look like normal books, especially in the UK. The effect of either wasn't changed at all. Nobody has ever come up to me and go, they look a bit dodgy, those books. It kind of just doesn't register. And the same is with the Economicon one, and I think, please forgive me if it's not called that, I just thought of it now, I haven't written this, but the one with the 2 books that I saw, you know, someone like Alan Hudson I saw do on stage a lot, and brilliant reaction. Nobody's looking at that going, it doesn't quite look like a novel. But so I wouldn't worry too much about this. But this does look like one of those books that you would get at the bottom in the newsagents, you know, and you go on at the bottom, there's all the sort of word searches and all the funny little puzzle books and all that. So I think it does look like a book that you would get, a little novelty book in a novelty shop where you get those kind of Christmas present-y type books. So I shouldn't, just don't worry about it. It's going to be good. The other thing is the memory. So some people don't like memorization work. You've got to memorize very little. Mother of all book tests, 26 words. This one, 4 words. All right. And I read the instructions and then went to fish for them straight away and did it. It's 4 things to remember there. And remembering the categories, again, there's not much to remember. If you struggle with that, this thing is cribbed all over the place, right? There is so many ways of checking yourself. So if you do have a complete brain freeze, you can have this in your hand and you're going to be able to get yourself out of trouble. And the only other issue I sort of could see with it, that they do have to look at the categories, because there are some things like Game of Thrones is under the category TV show, okay, which is fine, but somebody might read. My girlfriend at the moment is reading the books, right? So if she just sees Game of Thrones, she's going to go, right, it's a book. So you've just got to do that thing of making sure they look at the category. So maybe there could have been some more obvious TV show that hasn't been anything else, but it's a niggle. They're going to be all right. And there's going to be a bit of audience management with this. You're going to have to make sure they open the book in a certain way. And again, it's not something I ever have a problem with, because there's some really good ways. There's some extensive videos on this. There's links to the videos of the original SvenPads. There's, when you get this, you get enough to give you different ideas. There's various forces, various ways of doing it. So, and a lot of hints and tips on performance. So you're not going to have to think for yourself very much. But I think it's always a good idea to do that, maybe. Let's stop preaching, Steve. So there you go. The SvenPad Game Night, I think, is really good. It is $99 now. I've spoken to them about this, and they don't make a lot of money on this. This is a precision-made thing. So, and I know they could just say that, but I can see why. All right. So if you're going to take this on stage, the amount of mileage you get, I think I'm all right with that price point, and I think it's quite good, really, that it isn't a price that everybody's going to be taking this out. It is a kind of niche thing, and I think it's a good thing, and I'm looking forward to playing with this. So there you go, SvenPad Game Night. The link to where you can get it from will be below. Have a great one. Thank you very much. Any comments would be greatly appreciated, and don't forget, like and subscribe, and if you're on Vanishing, just have a look at it, have a nice time and share it. It would be lovely. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.